Imagine Oracle Arena's roar distilled into a single heartbeat. Now imagine that heartbeat trembling, suffocated beneath the pressure of a franchise-defining moment. Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report, where truth bleeds through the hardwood and history crackles like fire in the soul of Dub Nation. Smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so your pulse never falls out of sync with ours. Because today we're not just talking trades or stats, we're staring directly into the eyes of a storm that could either reignite a dynasty or bury it. And at the eye of this storm, Horford. Yes, that Al Horford. The veteran big man with a resume built on consistency, poise, and postseason savvy. The whispers have become roars, and now they're reverberating through the chase. Centers marble halls. A man who once anchored the Boston Celtics during their fiercest battles now stands torn between continuing his storied career with the Golden State Warriors or calling it a wrap and retiring from the game that made him a household name. This isn't just a roster decision. This is the kind of crossroads where careers are reborn or where eras die. For the Warriors, the stakes could not be higher. Kevon Looney is gone. Let that sink in. The Iron Man of this team, the unsung hero of 3 championships, the silent sentinel who battled giants in the trenches night after night, gone. And with his departure, Golden State loses more than just rebounds and screens. They lose identity. They lose grit. They lose heart. Horford, at 39, represents the only real chance at patching that hole, not just tactically, but spiritually. But time is a cruel master, and Horford's silence grows louder by the day. Last season, Horford averaged 9 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 2.1 assists across 60 games, not eye-popping numbers, until you realize the impact behind them. He shot 36.3% from deep in the regular season and then raised it to 40% in the playoffs. That's not age catching up. That's a man who knows exactly how to dial in when the lights shine brightest. But now the light flickers. Sam Gordon of the San Francisco Chronicle reports deep indecision, while others, like Bill Simmons, had previously claimed the deal with the Warriors was all but done. That contradiction is the heartbeat of this chaos uncertainty dressed as opportunity. And what happens if Horford says no? What if Golden State is left scrambling in a market? Already picked clean, Brook Lopez, gone to the Clippers. Jonas Valanciunas, never a great fit. Thomas Bryant, maybe, but maybe doesn't win rings. The Warriors front office, led by Mike Dunleavy Jr., finds itself walking a wire strung between legacy and desperation. The question isn't just who fills Looney's minutes. The question is, who keeps this house from collapsing? Horford is more than a stopgap. He's a potential stabilizer, a bridge to Steph's last championship window. And right now, that bridge is shaking. We all remember the We Believe team. That wild, unfiltered underdog energy. And we remember the Dynasty 5 Finals, 3 rings, the Curry-Thompson-Green machine in full flow. But memories don't win future banners. We need a present. We need now. Horford could be the final thread holding together this fragile tapestry. And if he retires, if he walks away, that thread snaps. And with it, perhaps the last chance to deliver Curry the send-off his legacy deserves. Here's what makes this more than a transaction. Horford's internal battle mirrors the Warriors' own existential dilemma. Do we push for one last run, risking everything on aging legs and high-stakes gambles? Or do we pivot to youth, to rebuild, to years of watching others hoist the Larry O'Brien while we reminisce? It's more than basketball. It's about who we are. This franchise, built on vision, sacrifice, and the bold refusal to quit, now stares down a silent decision that could echo louder than Durant's departure or even Clay's injuries. There are locker room implications too. Draymond Green, the heartbeat of this squad, needs a co-defensive general. Kuminga and Moody, surging with potential, need an anchor to guide them through the physical wars of an 82-game grind. Horford brings that and more. He brings playoff Scars, locker room leadership, a humility forged over 2 decades, and just enough fire to still be dangerous. But if he wavers too long, if this becomes a game of brinkmanship with Father Time, the Warriors may have no choice but to pivot elsewhere. Rash whispers around the league suggest Golden State might pivot to a midseason trade if Horford declines. But who would that even be? And at what cost? Does it mean parting with Wiggins? Betting the farm on young blood? The waters grow murkier. The Warriors' window is closing, but it's not closed yet. Steph Curry remains a generational force. Klay, if healthy, still splashes. Draymond still disrupts. But without that anchor in the paint, it's a symphony missing its bass line. Horford may not be the star, but he might be the note that holds. The harmony together. Now here's the kicker. Sources suggest Horford's decision will come within days. He's spoken to Kerr. He sat with his family. Retirement isn't a whisper, it's a real looming option. And if he chooses it, it won't be with bitterness. It'll be with grace. But for Warriors fans, those of us who've lived every dizzying high and gutting low, it will sting. Because we know how close this team is. One piece away. One screen, one shot, one stop away. So we wait. We hope. We reload Twitter and Reddit and pray for Roy bombs. Because right now, every passing hour feels like a countdown not just to a signing, but to a verdict on our future. Al Horford stands at the threshold, and behind him, the destiny of Dub Nation waits breath held. Fingers crossed, hearts pounding. So what's your take, Dub Nation? Is Horford the answer? Or just another question mark in a fading blueprint? Drop your thoughts below. I'll be there, refreshing with you one heartbeat at a time. If you just felt your heart slam on the floor, imagining a Warriors squad with a fresh piece who might either seal our fate or tear everything apart, drop your real talk in the comments because this story, it's just hitting the gas with no brakes. Al Horford's indecision isn't just a tick on the clock. It's the thunderclap before the storm hits Chase Center. The kind of moment that could rewrite every script Dub Nation's been banking on since the championship days. Picture this, a 39-year-old vet whose shot still splashes at a near 40% clip in the playoffs, a cerebral presence who reads defenses like open books, who turns pick and rolls into points and shifts like a metronome on both ends. But then imagine that same figure who could anchor our defense and let Steph, Klay, and the kids like Kuminga and Moody run wild walking away from the game because the grind is just too much. What does that say about our window, our hunger, our mental toughness? We all remember the sheer grit of the We Believe Warriors, the shockwaves they sent through the league with every improbable comeback. And just a few years ago, the perfect storm of Curry, Klay, Draymond, and Looney locking in 5 straight finals, defining an era of fluid offense and impenetrable defense. That blueprint felt effortless, almost invincible. But now, the landscape is shifting faster than a Curry splash from downtown. The West is an absolute madhouse. Suns and Nuggets locked in a ferocious duel, Lakers clawing their way back under, LeBron's relentless hunger, and the Mavericks and Thunder flinging punches with young stars hungry to dethrone the old guard. In the middle of this chaos, the Warriors need every edge. Losing Looney left us exposed, vulnerable in the paint, and Horford's hesitance drags a black cloud over Kerr's meticulous plans. Does Golden State roll the dice on a 39-year-old who might have 1 or 2 seasons left, possibly less? Or do we toss that blueprint out altogether, chasing a younger, less proven piece, hoping the chemistry gels without grinding it in the trenches? The coaching chairman Kerr isn't just sitting there idle. Whispers from the locker room suggest this is one of his biggest headaches, yet balancing the champion mentality with the pressure to stay relevant in a league that's younger, faster, and more loaded every damn night. And the players? Steph still lights up the scoreboard, but the wear and tears visible. His 30-plus points per night come with more grimaces and strain. Wiggins, the silent assassin, is pulling his weight on defense and attack, but remains the X factor inconsistent. At times, but a blessing when he's locked in. Draymond is that heartbeat, the fiery engine who keeps everyone grounded, but can flash frustration when things get murky. The youngster's Kuminga's flashes of brilliance, Moody's silky jumper give. U.S. hope, but aren't quite seasoned killers yet. Horford's presence could be the glue, the seasoned craftsman who blends old-school savvy with a dash of modern spacing. Without him, that delicate mix could tip into chaos, chemistry cracking like glass under pressure. And where does Poole fit in this equation? His pure scoring punch has been electric, but off-ball defense and consistency remain question marks. Can all these puzzle pieces slide together and elevate us beyond just playoff appearances into another championship run? Or will this hesitation by Horford mean the franchise flails desperately at scraps, trying to rebuild on the fly while the cult of youth and leadership dice with destiny? The financial puzzle adds more pressure salary caps, the luxury tax, and the implications of investing a sizable chunk in a potential short-term fix amid a rapidly evolving roster. There's an emotional fatigue simmering in Dub. Nation that you can't ignore everyone remembers the heartbreak of title runs slipping away, the Klay Thompson injury saga that felt like a dagger to the soul, and now the anxiety of not knowing if our playoff window is sliding shut for good. Kerr's loyalty to culture, the tight-knit brotherhood built over a decade, is being tested like never before. The pressure mounts not only to win, but to do it the Warriors' way, balancing unselfish ball movement, tenacious defense, and that almost mystical splash shooting we've come to worship. If Horford signs, is this the signal that the veteran-led, blue-collar approach returns, a last hurrah that binds the old guard with the young Lions? Or does it risk stifling the dynamic growth of Kuminga and Moody, choking minutes and shot opportunities in the name of experience? We've seen it before. A team caught between eras, struggling to redefine itself, clutching at memories while staring down the barrel of transition. From KD's shock departure to Klay's comeback and PTO grind, this franchise has survived. Seismic shifts, but this moment? This is the tectonic plate ready to rupture beneath us. And ask yourself this, what if the next All-Star Golden State Chasers can't play Kerr's system? What if the priorities of this compressed, fast, and physical league demand a new style, a new energy that clashes with Golden State's meticulously crafted identity? Or what if this veteran pivot Horford could be the missing keystone that turns all that upside down, propelling us into a fresh dynasty chapter? It's that maddening balance, that razor's edge between hope and despair, where every decision feels like a potential legacy-defining moment. I mean, as a fan who screamed, cried, and burned with this team to every seismic high and heart-wrenching low, watching Baron Davis storm Oracle in 07, feeling Klay tear through defenses in the finals against the world, and believing Steph could rewrite time itself, I'm telling you. This Horford standoff is more than just a signing. It's a test of faith, a war of patience and vision. Will we stand tall, patient, and belief-fueled to storm the perimeter and reclaim our spot atop the mountain? Or will this pause morph into a fracture that splinters the squad and dims the dream? The tension weighs so heavy, it feels like the whole Bay Area is holding its breath. Now I want to hear you. No masks, no buffers. What does this mean to you? Are you counting the minutes until Horford drops the pen on that contract? Or are you already eyeing the next move, the possible domino that will shift everything? This is the moment we all live for, the fight, the drama, the unanswered questions that burn in our blood. So drop your raw feels below every pulse. Every gut hit, every spark of hope or fear, I'm with you, dude. In the fire, every word counts in this epic ongoing saga of Golden State's future.